make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up.
Been a minute, but we're back with another video. Going to talk about this SEC conference schedule that we're going to have for 2024. How you doing, Logan?
Man, I am glad to be back. It has been a long time, and a lot of stuff has been going on.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to be back in the studio.
Been a minute. Off seasons are rough, but college football never really ends. There's always things happening, and we're going to talk a little bit about it today. As we all know, Texas and Oklahoma going into the SEC for the 2024 season, and they finally voted on whether or not they're going to maintain the 8-game conference schedule with 4 non-con or go to a 9-game conference schedule and then 3 non-con. And in that 9-game slate, you'd have 3 protected rivalries and then 6 games at interchange. Honestly, I was rooting for the 9-3-3 method, right? We'd get to play Oklahoma, A&M, and probably Arkansas every year, maintain those rivalries. We'd get 3 non-con, which for 2024 through 2027 or 2028 would kind of suck because we'd have home and homes with Michigan and Ohio State. But those are fun games. They'd be enjoyable to watch. It's good football, maybe not good for wins. But that's not what we got. Logan, what were you thinking was going to happen? You kind of mentioned the other day.
So what I wanted to happen was also the 9-3-3 because, I mean, if you're a fan of watching very competitive games, you're going to want to watch Oklahoma versus Texas, A&M against Texas, and you want to see Texas get back at Arkansas if you're a Longhorn fan, like I'm sure most of y'all are, and I know Christian does. But what I figured was going to happen is that they were going to stay at that 8-game slot. That way you still have Alabama playing Chattanooga or the Citadel, whatever, and get as many SEC teams into the playoff as you can, because at the end of the day, the presidents only care about money. They don't care about what the fans want to watch. Like, I want to watch Texas beat A&M. I'm tired of hearing A&M fans, and I'm a Baylor guy. I mean, I figured it would be the 8-game schedule, but I was rooting for the 9.
Yeah, and you made a good point. It's all coming down to playoffs. We're going 2024 is also going to be the first year of the 12-team playoffs. And from what I've understood from watching the CBS Sports podcast and Josh Pate, and I'm sure our buddy over at HOF Media has talked about it. Shout out to Jason. It seems like this 1-year guaranteed 2024 season of sticking with the 8-game slate, with it being the first year 12 teams in the playoff, it seems like the SEC is trying a wait and see method here, where they see, okay, how many 3-loss teams make it into this 12-team playoff? Yeah. If we see 4 or 5 3-loss teams, it's probably pretty high chances that the SEC goes ahead and does that 9-3-3 schedule, because, hey, you can lose 3 games and still make the playoffs. Okay, we can keep all those rivals that are going to be tough games, but you're still getting your 3 non-con easy dubs for teams like A&M, who's going to get that easy win against App State every year. Am I right? And Alabama's going to play Prairie View A&M and stuff like that. Now, personally, I hope Texas does not adopt playing the FCS schools. We haven't played one in I don't know how long. I get it. We play Rice and Louisiana, Monroe, whatever. At least they're not FCS. They're not much better.
Louisiana, Monroe's real close.
They're real. They're
not
close,
FCS.
But they're not. See,
they're not Long Island, and they're not Albany. So you're good.
My thing. My concern is if the SEC somehow decides to stay with the 8-game conference schedule, is there's no way then to guarantee 2 protected rivals unless they come up with another way of doing the schedule. I don't need 3 protected rivalries. I really don't. Yeah. For Texas, we don't. Now, for teams like Alabama, who have rivalries with Auburn, LSU, and was it Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Yeah. Then, that team kind of needs 3 because we don't want to lose any of those games. Those are great games. But at the same time, I get why Nick Saban's like, well, if we're going to play all those and we're going to lose one of our non-con games, we need more money. that makes sense. I get the political part of that. Whatever. Texas, we need Oklahoma. We're not going to lose that game. We need A&M. We want that game back. By need, I don't mean we actually need them. I mean, we need the game. We're trying to get dubs. Okay? A&M, y'all have ran from Daddy Bevo for far too long. The game's got to be played. We beat you at home last time. If you want to run it back at home next time, cool. Whatever. We'll beat you there too. It don't matter. I find it hard to believe that they're going to have Texas is going to play A&M in 2024, even with this slate. There's no shot they miss out on that game, right?
I mean, I really don't know at this point. You would think that they wouldn't. Like, they have to force A&M to play y'all because that would be one of the most watched games, if not the most watched game in the past 10 years. Like even people that don't care about like the college football playoffs, don't care about the national championship, guarantee you, I would 85% of TVs in America are gonna be watching A&M in Texas when they play.
Every single person that went to A&M or Texas, all the alum are gonna be watching that game, whether they care about football or not. Every single person that just grew up watching that game and hasn't got to see it in over a decade is going to be watching that game. It's going to be on. I wouldn't be surprised if that game had higher ratings than the Super Bowl. It's just it's all about money, and we'll see how they decide to play it out. Personally, it seems like the money is playing games like that get the most views. The rivalries are going to be the most anticipated. College game day will be there. Money's going to be pulled in no matter what. Tailgating, concessions, it's going to happen. Yep. At the same time, I don't blame the SEC schools. And Texas and Oklahoma didn't get a vote in this. All the other teams did. I'm up that list I sent you earlier of who voted against it. So
which is kind of wild.
Yeah. If you have any friends, well, because we're not technically a part of the SEC yet.
Yeah, but so we should affect y'all.
So this is for all y'all. If y'all have friends that are a fan of Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Bama, Auburn, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Arkansas, as of right now, it's reported that those are the teams that voted in favor of the 8-game conference and not the 9-game. So if you have friends in those fan bases, in Texas or Texas don't get to play next year, us and Anthony aren't going to get along at work if we don't get to play A&M next year. In Tennessee, while we're on there, y'all let me know if y'all think this is dumb. I'm in favor of creating a rivalry with Tennessee. Call it the Battle of the Real UT. Okay? Give us a trophy. There'll be some kind of trophy. We play it annually, and whoever wins gets to be the real UT for the year. Except if we lose, then we're still going to be the real UT because we're better. And our orange is nice and not ugly like theirs.
There you go.
I don't know, man.
I do want to say I think that the SEC is playing it like this, and then they're going to check up on those ACC schools that are trying to separate themselves.
Yeah, we talked about that. I think you're right. I think I saw somewhere that they think they're doing this because they don't want to get vote into 9 and then get Clemson and who is it? Clemson and Florida State.
Yeah, Florida State.
Conference realignment is throwing a lot of stuff at college football right now. And if y'all are watching this video right after this, we're going to record about some conference realignment stuff. So make sure y'all check that out when it gets posted. I don't want to talk too much about conference realignment, but I think you're right. I think the fact that the ACC, Pac-12, Big 12 is changing, and the Big 10 because they're getting USC and UCLA, all the conferences are changing, and it's gonna shift some things around, and we'll just have to wait and see how they all play out. But
also, I want to say Josh Pate said that the 12-team expanded playoff is only in contract for 2 seasons. So that could also be a part of it. Now,
probably going to go to 16 pretty quick then.
Possibly. But they might just do another 2-year extension. Who knows? Just get a feel for it.
Yeah.
Like, do they want those first round buys for those top 4 teams? I don't think it's a bad idea. But at the same
I think
time,
it's
I
fair.
want more football. I want more football.
Yeah, it's a tough line to draw between we want more football, but we don't want
Alabama
one
versus
thing.
Kansas State.
Well, no, I actually like that. I don't like Kansas State. I enjoyed that game. What I don't want to see. It's funny because Aaron, me and him were talking once. He doesn't like college football. He's an NFL guy, and I told him, I said, "Here's why I love college football over the NFL. In the NFL, if you've already clinched the first round bye in the playoffs, and say you clinch it in week 15, week 16, and now week 17, you don't have to win. You just go out there, do whatever, super vanilla. You don't have to win because you've already got it. And I don't want to see a way in which college football is going to have so many playoff games or so many playoff teams now where, yeah, we get more football, but at the end of seasons, we're seeing teams, Georgia, winning's cool, but we don't have to. We could go out there and play all of our second string, not risk any injury, and we've already got our first round bye, so it doesn't matter. That's what I don't want to see. Bowl games, we're already seeing bowl games get more and more irrelevant.
I mean, it's gotten to a point now to where most Power 5 schools, the teams that were either in the championship game or won the championship game, rather, but they don't make the playoff, they don't care at all.
Yeah.
Like, and then there's people like Alabama, where their whole excuse was if they lost to Kansas State, we're Alabama. We're not here for bowl games. We're here for national championships. Which they didn't lose, but I mean, I was already hearing that all over Twitter, all like just people that claim to be Alabama fans. I don't like that. I want people to go out there and play, but that's just me.
Yeah, bowl games have kind of become more irrelevant, but I don't know. There's a lot of things changing in the sport. Hopefully it works out for the best. I have a feeling some things are going to obviously not work out for the best for the sport and for its fans, but we can't control much of nothing as the fans. We just watch the games. So, that being said, we appreciate y'all rocking with us for this video, and glad to be back. Y'all check us out on social media. We've got Lone Star _CFB on TikTok and Facebook. Check Jason Watkins out at BirdieManDub on Twitter and at HOF College Football Podcast on YouTube. With that being said, appreciate y'all rocking with us. Until next time. Welcome.
Sick.